2 videos in 1 month? What? Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. I'm gonna get straight into it. You're here to find out how to manual. Manual, of course, is you're on your back wheel, front end's up, but you're not pedaling. That would be a wheelie. Today we're gonna learn how to manual, or at least give you some tips on how you can figure out how to learn to manual. Either way. First thing I would highly recommend is learning how to bail off your bike. Obviously the manual requires you to pull up a lot. There's gonna be a lot of times where you're gonna pull up really hard and you're probably gonna loop out, like so. So you're gonna have to learn how to catch yourself when you loop out. That way you don't fall on your back and your head and all sorts of really bad stuff. So the problem I see a lot of people doing with manuals is a lot of the time they either don't pull up enough or pull up in a weird position like this, where they pull up just like the front end and try to get your, like that. That is not gonna work for you. But here's a good way that I kind of figured it out when I was a kid. What you can do, hopefully you have a set of pegs, whatever side you prefer to grind, doesn't matter. So if you could find yourself a decently like high enough ledge just for your pegs, don't go on a crazy high ledge because I don't want you to fall. Set your bike up on the ledge like this, get your body on it. And what you can do to kind of like just figure out the body position, you want your butt all the way back, pretty much like this. And what you can kind of do right now, what I'm doing, putting my heel here, that way I kind of have a little lift, or at least trying to like balance on my foot right there. That way you can kind of get the feel of like how far back your body should be. And I try to keep my arms pretty straight. Sometimes you do have to bend them because you're gonna have to adjust your body in order to balance. So here we go. So practice that. Get on the back peg, oh shit, and be ready to fall back like that. That's gonna happen a lot because you're probably gonna pull up way too hard. And because moving is a little bit different than a peg stall here, your lift is gonna be way easier on this ledge because you're not moving. To kind of understand your weight distribution of your body, how much to lean back. This is a great way to learn how to balance. Everyone's bike is obviously a little different too. My back end is pretty short, so it's a little bit easier to pull up, but harder to keep in the right position. It's kind of like trying to balance a pencil or something, like a short pencil versus a long pencil. A longer pencil is a little bit easier to actually balance, but to find that spot is a little harder, and vice versa. Hopefully that makes sense, but you know what I mean. And then your body is naturally gonna try to like pump. That's the humping action I just did there, like that. People argue that it's for pumping, that way you can keep going, which it does. I'm not gonna say it doesn't, but it's mainly to help you balance because your body has to keep adjusting. That way you find that balance point. Sometimes if you find that perfect balance point, you're probably not gonna pump at all because you just don't need to. Keep practicing this until you kind of get an understanding of how much to pull up. As far as your knees go, you're gonna have to bend them back and forth a lot like that. Ooh. That might happen a lot too, so watch out for the stem. As far as how to balance, if you feel like your bike's falling forward, obviously you're gonna try to lean back more and more. But if you start feeling yourself falling back too much where you are about to loop out, you can try to save yourself by really tucking in and go like that, and then that way you can fall forward and not die. So that's the basic concept of how to like figure out the balance and stuff like that. I think once you figure that out, how I started was go into an empty parking lot. They have usually painted parking spot lines. It's a good way to measure pretty much how you're progressing, like 1 car space versus 3 car spaces, and maybe like 20 car spaces. And eventually you just keep trying to push yourself to keep holding it longer and longer. Almost anywhere has some kind of embankment, like a handicap ramp or something. Those usually help a little bit with at least getting your front end up. If you're struggling with getting the front end up, the ramp will help you. And once you actually start figuring out your balance point, you can do it, you know, around turns, up step, down stuff. You can do it to connect lines, like connect tricks, like grinding. Some tips. Having a straight back wheel is a good tip. Mine's a little bit bent. The straighter and less of a up and down on your wheel you have, the better your chances of holding the manual a little bit longer. For me, I think your grip position and your feeding position do matter. Sometimes I catch my feet a little bit crooked, and I could feel my weight being distributing left and right a little bit funny and kind of like throwing me off. So make sure you're comfortable the way your stance is, whether it's like this or that or whatever. Just feel like you're centered, balanced, left and right also. Front and back and left and right make a big difference. As far as your pull, try different things. Some people really like to pull up a little bit wider. Some people like it a little bit narrower. So try just adjusting your grip a little bit. As far as like where your handed position is on your grip. Another good tip is try to film yourself. Everyone's got a phone. That's what I always tell people in these videos. Film yourself. You have to see what you're doing wrong in the video, because from your position, you can't tell what's going on. But if you watch yourself on a video, you can see what's going on as far as like, oh, maybe, my body's too far forward, my body's too far back, I'm not pulling high enough, I'm pulling too much. You can figure those things out by watching yourself. So highly recommend watching yourself. If you're struggling with manuals, I hope that helped. If you have any other questions or need more follow-up on that, you can always leave a comment in this video. You could also DM me. I'm always willing to help at DustinNotJustin. You could tweet me also if you want. It's at DustinNotJustin, because DustinNotJustin was taken, unfortunately. Oh, also leave a comment below if there's something else you need help learning. Hopefully I can help you with that. If it's like a bunny hop whip, probably won't be able to help you there. Thank you again for watching. I hope this helped, and be on the lookout for more videos. Peace.